You guys can't tell, but I'm just about to do my vlog, and Helen Bonner Carter is back there for kids. Celebrities in the background. Okay, sorry. I'm on a rush to the bank. The time is falling behind. So Nike has renewed a 10-year deal with NFL in America with all their products, all the teams. They've been Niked up. And then they revealed their new face was a band member of them. So cheeky little buggers. Running late. Do you want a photo? The power of having a camera. Finished.
We've not to.
Alright, yeah, just my bag.
Okay,
So I'll
nice.
just go and check in something. You're looking good though.
Thank you.
You're on your way to work, home, but
I'm on the way to work, yeah.
on the way to work.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Take care, man. Wake up. Focus. Nike does a deal with the National Football League in America for 10 years to have all their brands kitted out, all the teams. They are the official brand. Nike signs on Colin, which is a band member of it for protesting. People are burning their socks off with the Nike logo, burning their clothes, basically trying to show a boycott towards the brand. Donald Trump is also tweeting about how they've ruined themselves and Nike is going for a mad boycott. So there's a lot of emotion going around, especially in America. In the UK at the same time last month, we had an issue with an ex-foreign minister, Boris Johnson, taking a mick out of women in niqabs and likening them to a postbox and bank robbers. So between the Nike feud, the right to protest and kneeling, and the freedom of speech to insult and to say what you like to people and whether you consider it to be funny, my question is, what is freedom of speech? Just as a disclaimer, I'm not here to talk about the validity of Nike and if they have a place in the world. I'm currently wearing Nikes, so I'm not going to go whether the marketing campaign was moral or not, whether they take advantage or not. That stuff is a completely separate subject. And the same goes for Boris Johnson. As much as it pains me to say, I'm not really here to comment on him or to take some sort of position against the Tories or the internal play game they're doing or anything. This is not a pro-Corbynista thing. This is literally a white privileged male in politics has made comments about a minority within a minority and feels that it's okay, and he has Mr. Bean backing him up saying it was a good joke, as if, oh my god, we were worried that it was a bad bloody joke. Oh look, another sister. I'm actually finding it difficult to talk. There's so much noise in cars and traffic and people going past. I'm just going to walk quickly to my car and finish off the discussion there. Alright, in the car now. My main problem with this whole ordeal is not whether you're tearing up your clothes or whether you think you should pick on and call a minority of women robbers and give a derogatory thing in a climate which is not great as it is towards people with discrimination. It's actually the mentality that people have. You have clothing that you've been buying from a certain brand which is pricier than local business brands, local market brands, and your go-to solution is just to cut it up and burn it, as opposed to thinking, I'm going to respectfully boycott them, I'm going to give all my clothes away to charity. No, instead it's, I'm going to tear it up, I'm going to make a big ordeal of it. Give it away. If you're actually about justice, do things. Second point, and I said I wouldn't touch on this about the Nike position, it wasn't the fact that there's sweatshops around the world that got you iffy about wearing Nike products, it was the fact that a black man kneeled in protestation to the way that black people being treated led to you protesting. What's up with that mentality? So for me, what really stands out is the excuse to use this situation as an opportunity for bigotry and discrimination. Like, you didn't have a problem with it until you found out they were doing it. And when they are doing it, it becomes an issue. You can justify and you can find many excuses to allow it to happen. Same thing in the UK. There's no exception. People come out to defend Boris Johnson and saying, oh, people should be okay to be offended. When really that's not what freedom of speech is about. Freedom of press, the whole revolution was about giving minorities a voice and giving them power over these people that had all the wealth and had all the authority. So it's a problem of entitlement. You don't like it when a minority does certain actions, so you want to make sure people know that you have a problem with it. And there's people out there who have very big bigotry issues with them, and you don't think it inflames the issues more. You know what you're doing. You know you're appealing to certain crowds, you're trying to get certain demographics. But the reality is, freedom of speech isn't about insulting people. Where's the mutual respect? Where's the dialogue? There's no honor in the way you're doing this. Now, so the question that people go to is like, oh, why are people getting so offended? Why can't people be offended? As if it's a God-given right to offend people. As if a civilized society is meant to be offending each other. As if we don't have a zero tolerance policy for children if they're doing this, and we teach them this all the way until they become adults. But somehow that isn't a rule that we apply as a civilization, as people in society. So the entitlement of saying, well, I'm not offended, so I want to say it because I find it funny. It's the same mentality when people want to say the N-word. You want to say, well, why can he say it, but I can't say it? As if you have an ownership to come involved with that. If I call my wife my heart, or my heaven, or honey, that's not for you to call her that name. That's a privilege that we have. What gives you the entitlement to be involved in that name calling? So it's a question of ownership. You have an entitlement mentality that makes you think that, one, you get to pick and choose whether someone is allowed to be offended or not. So the problem with the mentality is that you're telling people when they should be offended and when they shouldn't be offended, as if it's on your terms when things can be said. It's on your terms when you have ownership over it. For me, the solution isn't people getting a thicker skin. It isn't just telling people, don't be so offended. You may be scared that racists are going to come and attack you and throw acid or stab you. Just grow a thicker skin. I'm sorry, there's no skin thick enough to defend yourself from being stabbed or beaten or spat on or urinated on, as people have heard in the aftermath of these incidences. Why all of a sudden is that the big issue? Why have all of a sudden you become a person who does protests? You want to sit around and get people to stand up for a flag, but you won't protest when people are being shot, when cops are abusing their power. So there is a mentality issue, and that's where I think a lot of people need to look back about this whole freedom of speech, when it came about. Revolution in print, the media, people of creativity, poets, writers, everyone came together and started producing things which engaged. It stood up to the tyranny of those in authority. Everyone has a part to play in their micro community for the larger community. Writers have a part to play, filmmakers have films to make, playwrights have a play to play. Everyone should galvanize, use their mediums to fight back at this bigotry. So that's my thoughts on it. It kind of does make me feel frustrated that people are just going around the discussions when in the end, Colin got given the ambassador of conscience by Amnesty International. His name was retracted from the game, and they apologized and they put it back in as if it was a swear word. So there are people out there who are fighting back, who are standing together against bigotry, and really everyone needs to play their part to stop bigots getting away with it. Anyways, thank you guys for bearing with me and all the noise and disruption and me walking around really fast and accepting me to be in my car. Please do subscribe, do comment below. Let's keep the discussion going. Everyone, let's play our part. Peace.